Hello, BookThinkHers family. Today's book review is going to come from You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. The subtitle reads, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. Sounds good, doesn't it? I enjoyed this book a lot because it consists of tons of hilarious, real-life stories, profound advice, and it's highly relatable, practical, and actionable. I really enjoyed Sincero's humor, sarcasm, and wit and was thoroughly enjoyed throughout. So the book itself consists of around 30 very short chapters that contain advice and simple exercises to help us better understand who we are and how to both identify and change the habits, beliefs, behaviors, thoughts, etc. that are self-destructive to us. What I love about this book is that Sincero gives step-by-step instructions and best practices on how to tackle some of the main hangups that tend to hold us back. The best part is the last step in every one of them is love yourself. That idea is huge to me because I place so much value and importance in my own life on loving and accepting yourself, being patient with yourself, and understanding that without loving yourself first, nothing is ever going to change in your life. If you look at everything you do through the lens of not being good enough at it, not only are you never going to improve or grow, you're never going to even want to try. So I really appreciated that she intentionally included that at the end of every section. I would say the overarching idea of the book is recognizing that it's time to tap into your inner badass, and we do this by getting clear about what our unique purpose is. Sincero explains that getting clear about what our unique purpose is can be the difference between living a happy, fulfilled life of abundance with choices and expansiveness, or living a restrictive life caused by your own indecision and tired excuses. She points out that tapping into our purpose is never easy, and oftentimes we take this difficulty as a sign that we shouldn't have made the decision to follow our dreams, but instead we should take it to mean that we are ridding ourselves of our BS and moving in the right direction. She calls BS the big snooze, and the BS will do anything to stop you from growing and changing beyond the person that everyone is used to. So instead of throwing up the white flag every time something happens that is against our plans, remember the why. Remember that it is better to live a life of purpose than to live a life of misery and regret. Now, another key to this, Sincero explains, is this idea of tapping into the mother lode. And by mother lode, she means the universe or God or any kind of energy that you can use and harness that power. Think the law of attraction, in that tapping into positivity or negativity, you usually attract what you want, the idea that you get what you expect. So Sincero tells this wonderful story in the book about her trip to India, and she describes India as heaving with life and full to the brim with humanity, chatting, chanting, and how in a place where there's such a struggle for space in public areas and on transportation, you have two options. To one, go with the flow and get to know your neighbor, or two, grow a stress-related tumor. And she said that what made the greatest impression on her was how nearly everyone opts for option one. So she takes what should be a 5-hour nonstop bus ride to Delhi from Agra, but she does so in November, which is peak wedding season. Her bus gets trapped in wedding festivities all along the way, every 10 minutes, which meant everyone on the bus would get off and join the party. After many hours of stop and go and getting off the bus to have a tea or a chat or a cigarette, all while blasting music and getting no sleep, she thinks about how homicidal a bus of New Yorkers would be in a similar situation, but that not one person on this bus was expecting this and not one person on this bus complained. She writes, "Here's what India taught me about tapping into the mother lode. Talk to strangers, we're all family on this planet. Expect and enjoy the unexpected. Find the humor, join the party, live in the moment. Time spent enjoying yourself is never time wasted. Share your space, and most importantly, love yourself, and life becomes a party." So what this taught me is that when we learn to live in the present, we're suddenly open to receiving unlimited information. When we put good energy into the world, we receive so much good energy in return. And that this works also for believing that we can do something or that we can achieve our dreams if we put energy and focus on the ability to achieve rather than the inability to do so. So let's work to manifest what we want instead of what we don't want. Sincero says, the moment you have the audacity to start believing in the not yet seen, your reality will begin to shift. So overall, I think this book was an easy read with a good mix of story and principles with a lot of valid content delivered in a super upbeat tone. It's definitely motivational, and while it's not highly specific, I think it's great for anyone who is new to self-help. If you're very familiar with a lot of these topics, it might be a bit repetitive for you, but overall, I enjoyed it a ton, and it definitely comes recommended by me. So let me know what you think. Thank you for listening, everyone. Let's talk soon. All right, bye.